You can be so confident that you are absolutely getting this bag in the month of April, because we start the month already with Venus being in Taurus, where actually Venus feels very confident, Venus feels very comfortable. It's about actually like accumulating and gaining all the wealth, all the material goods, all the confidence in you to actually go for the things that you want and create this abundance around you. This is actually reading for your rising sign because it is about the transits. So I would also will be giving you a little bit like advice of how exactly you can embody this energy and really make sure that you are secure in this bag. So let's get into the reading. One thing I will say is that every transit plays out on the level of frequency that you are on. So if, Venus is going through your second house and it's a really good time for you to, secure some sort of promotion and secure some sort of raise, you could literally get like a $1 raise. Or you can find a job that offers you $10,000 more like a year. You know what I'm saying? It's really up to you. And the reason you're not on a right frequency is actually the things that are in your birth chart that are stopping it. Maybe like your Venus isn't square to, I don't know, like Uranus, or the placements are not like overall like not functioning right. Think about the birth chart overall. Like if you want to just get into that, there are placements that are responsible for resources, and it's not just like Venus. It's not just like, oh, Jupiter has like good luck. Everything is responsible for your resources, because your sun, your zodiac sign is like, oh, this is what I want, this is where I shine, this is where people notice me, right? But then your moon is also like, are you feeling confident and comfortable in this world? Do you see this world as a place of abundance, or do you see this world as a place of struggle? Because this is all about your moon, right? Like your Mercury is obviously how you're communicating with people and how you creating those connections in order to get to the place where you need to be. Venus is how you subconsciously actually want your financial situation to be, right? Like if you want like for money to come from, I don't know, like social media and you being very famous and respectable, but you're not embodying this, and you're doing it through, I don't know, like very tedious work, or like working 9 to 5. Again, though, those are the things that just like they're not getting together, and you're not getting the result you want. And obviously Mars is the way how you get through struggles. And when you see this like first kind of like things of, oh, it's not happening, it's not like, what do I do? Like you using your Mars energy to push through. And then we also get to things like, karma and Jupiter. Anyway, everything is responsible and every single thing matters. With that being said, I do have only 3, I think, spots left for birth chart reading right now. If you are interested, if you're actually more interested in actually changing things rather than just like looking at the things and then like trying to reflect on how exactly that played out, because those transits, they play out regardless, right? Like if I'm telling like Venus is going through this house, like this is happening, it will happen, but the level on what is happening on is very different. It could happen here, or it could happen here, and it's really up to you. But anyway, let's just get to the point and to the reading. Aries rising, this is definitely the month when you are getting that bag, because Venus is already in your second house, which means it's genuinely good time until the end of the month actually to go for something that you like, go for something that you enjoy, go for something that makes you happy. It could be that you overall getting this magnetic energy at your job, people noticing you, maybe if you're doing your own, so some sort of services, if you're working on your own projects, you like selling something on your own, people will genuinely be more interested in you and in what you have to offer. So this is a really good time to just like tell people, hey, this is me, this is what I do, and be magnetic person. Because again, you naturally will be a little bit more magnetic than you usually is, and that will help people to kind of get attached to you, buy something from you, give you some sort of raise. This is definitely a good thing. Then we also have, you can also have some sort of like really favorable and like good and joyful purchases that you will be making. Maybe you will buy something for yourself. Maybe you will buy something, like a cute clothing. Maybe you buy some sort of, I don't know, antique things. Maybe you'll buy some sort of bags, like something that actually has value, and you will be really enjoying it. And the thing is, like later in life, if you will decide to sell it, it could actually grow in value. Like, so this is definitely a good transit for that. And at the end of the month, we also have Venus changing the sign. And for you, that means a lot of those financial opportunities coming through your literally immediate circle. So it could be your brothers, your sisters, siblings, neighbors, people you talk daily, people you communicate with. Maybe you're texting someone, maybe you're sending emails. those are the connections I would be looking for if you want to, sell something extra or get a little bit more money or get some sort of side hustle. This is where it's all coming from, but also any type of, talking, writing some, like, actually, if you have, you're trying to be on social media, but you're not on that type of social media, like, TikTok Reels and YouTube, you on that type of social media that like Threads, X, Blue, like, another place, oh, Patreon, or like whatever, where people text a lot. That could be the thing where you also could be profiting from. And just let's see, like, what is your advice for April to be gaining that success, abundance, and prosperity? Aries rising. This is for Aries rising. Your advice is create space for things that you love, create space for things that make you emotionally fulfilled, and follow your heart. But you have to create that space, because those opportunities will not come if your place is cluttered, if your place is dirty, if there is like no room for growth, if there is no room for opportunities. Create that and follow something that you like. Taurus, you're definitely securing some sort of bag this month, because we already started the month with Venus being in Taurus, meaning you are the magnet. People are looking at you. When you go down the street, people are going to turn their heads around and wonder, who is that person? This person is really magnetic. This person is really charming. This person is really interesting to me. So the thing is, whether you work in 9 to 5, you have a corporate job, maybe you're doing your own thing, this is the energy that will help you to get more leads, more inbounds, more clients, whatever that is. You are the source of magnetism. So think about how you can use that. And basically, all you need to do is to show the world, like, hey, this is who I am. This is what I am. This is what I represent. This is this is what I have to offer. You don't need anything right now, anything else. All you have to do is show the world that, like, this is me, and this is how this bag is coming to you. Now, the situation is actually getting better towards the end of the month too, even though, like this is just your month. This is just your month. But at the end of the month, Venus is moving towards Gemini, and for you, that means literally your financial sector is improving, exploding. This is the energy. This is like a good luck and charm that you could be getting. Again, some sort of promotion, again, some sort of, recognition, again, some sort of like a really positive ways to create money. So look for things that you genuinely enjoy, but at the same time, it could be some sort of really important and cute purchase that you will make during that time, especially towards the end of the month and in May, where you'll be just, buying something that has value, and this value is very likely to grow over time. And for you, it's very likely to, again, in case of emergency or anything, you could always sell it. You can always, use this energy to kind of bring yourself some sort of financial gain. And let's see what is the advice for you for this month, what you can do in order to access this financial blessing. Let's see, Taurus. Taurus, your advice is do it all. Literally do it all. You see, again, and this is what I'm saying, like, you are the charm, you are the magnet right now, right? So if you've been offered multiple jobs, multiple positions, multiple side hustles, do it all. Go for all of it. Go for all of it. Like, don't be like, well, this is just like one job and I'm gonna settle for this. No, you're gonna, maybe go babysit at night, and maybe on the weekends you're gonna bartend, like whatever that is. This is the way for you to access this abundance this month. Geminis, for you, April will be such an interesting month when it comes to your finances, because not only in the beginning, Venus is already in Taurus, which is already in its home placement. It feels really good for you. That could mean that you actually don't know where those money coming from. Like, it could be some sort of secret deals. It could be some sort of secret. Somebody could literally like throw you money in your pockets, and you'll be like, where did this money came from? You actually, you could find something, like maybe you bought some sort of like a storage unit, and you'll find like a cash in there. Like, it's some sort of like sources that they not obvious. They just not obvious, right? Again, maybe you have some sort of like a secret admire who would be like sending you money over social media, right? Like it's something so sketchy, something so like not obvious that is happening to you in the beginning of the month. But the thing is, once we head towards the end of the month and Venus enters Gemini for you, that means you are becoming the magnet, you becoming the person who, when you walk in a room, people just like wonder who you are. When you walk in a room, people just like, oh, like there is something special about this person. Thing is, you don't even have to do anything specific. You don't even have to do anything extraordinary. You don't even have to like dress differently. It's just your aura. It's just like who you are. It's just what you represent. This is the energy that you really want to use. This is the energy that you really want to access. And by the end of the month and also going into May, all you really have to do is to tell people that, hey, this is who I am and this is what I have to offer. So whether you're working 9 to 5, a corporate job, you being employed, or you doing something on your own, you running your own little store, you selling some sort of services, it doesn't matter. All you have to do and say, this is me. Love me for who I am, and people will. People will love you. So this is your horoscope, and let's see what is the energy and what is the advice for you, how you can access this financial energy. What do you need to know? What do you need to know? Your advice for finances is the Four of Pentacles. So your advice is to keep it conservative. Keep it conservative. When you get those random money, right? Like you found those like random secret money that like you didn't know like where they're coming from. Don't invest them. Don't really like try to, make something work out of it. Don't go and immediately spend it. Be so like literally put it under your mattress. Be the most conservative version of yourself. And the more you accumulate in this point, the more magnet and like the more kind of this like a flow of abundance you are getting. Cancers. So April is actually a very interesting month for you because we start the month with Venus being in Taurus, and for all of us is actually very nice placements when things will feel very natural, very safe, very predictable in the best way possible. But for you, that means the more you go out, the more you connect with people, the more you kind of like being in the group of like-minded people, communities. Maybe you do, I don't know, like you're going dancing, you're going on a pottery class, you have like people who do the same thing as you. You're literally on the same page. For you, that means this is the source. This is the source of financial blessing for you this month. So if you're looking for some sort of side hustle, if you're looking to make something extra, think about the places where you go and people who you, I don't know, like work out with, people you hang with, your friends, like people around you. Could be also social media. Those are all great sources for you to access that energy and to kind of say, hey, can I request this? Like, do you have some sort of like side hustle for me? Do you like, if you are on social media right now, right? Like this is probably the best time out of the whole year to start selling something, to look for contracts, to start like, putting some sort of PR, things like that. You will definitely be blessed when you connect to large groups of people and like-minded people overall. When at the end of the month, Venus is moving to Gemini for you, that just means this is the time to be a little bit sketchy, secret, and access kind of this financial abundance through not obvious things. Normally you go to a job, you put in the hours, you get your paycheck, right? Like here there is some sort of feeling of secrecy, right? Like it could be something sketchy. It could be maybe like you have some sort of like a secret admirer who would be sending you money online, right? Like it could be that you, I don't know, bought some sort of like a storage unit, or you just going through your storage and you just like found like cash laying around, right? Like it's some sort of like a secret, not obvious places where you can look in order to, again, gain some sort of financial luck, blessing, and opportunity, right? Maybe you will be doing some sort of like anonymous work. Maybe you will be doing some sort of test where you need to be like anonymous and share your opinion, but like you have to be anonymous. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the energy. So let's see what exactly is the advice for you in order to access this financial blessing and financial opportunities this month. So Cancers, your advice is, just enjoy yourself. Just enjoy yourself. Literally, put on some nice makeup, put on some nice clothes, take some pictures, post these pictures online, show your creativity, show who you are, be like, access this feminine energy in you, go to spa, do your nails. Like that will be the way for you to access the abundance this month. Leo, this is a huge time for growth. This is a huge time for you to access some sort of like reputation and recognition, fame, just like all of these good things when it comes to your professional growth. We already started the month with Venus being in Taurus, which is a really nice placement. And for you, that means that you are just overall being recognized more in your career path as a professional, as a person with reputation. People respect you more. People really see you as a very, just like a professional and charming person. The thing is, if you are looking for promotions, if you are looking to elevate your, your career history, and you maybe getting interviewed, maybe you going to some sort of like conferences and showing who you are, this is such a good time to put yourself out there. Make people think that you are a professional, and it seems like they will naturally be attracted to you and they would want to believe you. So if you have any actually sort of meetings with people in power, if you have any sort of meetings with people who just like, you know, they are higher in hierarchy than you, this is such a good time for you to secure that bag. This is such a good time for you to just like make things work, right? People will be attracted to you when you are being the professional, when you're showing your experience, when you're showing like what you're worth, and overall being professional, right? You have some sort of reputation that also working for you this time, so definitely use it. Don't be scared to bring this, like history, when you say, well, I actually went to this school, I actually worked in this company, this is what I did, this is what I've been through. This will all work for you. Then at the end of the month, when Venus is moving to Geminis, for you, that means that you need to go out, you need to connect with people, especially if you are on social media. This is the time when you should be posting one, two, three, four, 5 times a day. I don't care. This is the time for you to connect with people. And the more you go outside, the more you connect with people, the more you hang with your friends, the more you, I don't know, just like looking into the future and being optimistic about the future. This is when this financial flow and abundance is coming to you. So definitely see what that is about for you. Another thing I will say is, if you need some sort of side hustle, if you need some sort of like extra cash, ask your friends. Ask people who you go to, I don't know, like the same practice to, pottery class, dancing, like some sort of community that you belong to. And now let's see, Leos, what is your advice to access this financial blessing, financial opportunity this month? What are you gonna do to access that? And actually you're gonna use your mind, and you're gonna use it in a way, like, think about being a lawyer, think about going to school, think about like using your like cold-hearted mind, yeah, like being so cold, no emotions, just your mind. This is how you're going to get there. Virgos, this is such an adventurous month for you, especially when it comes to your finances and how exactly you're going to get that bag during the month of April. We already started the month with Venus being in Taurus, and for you, that actually for all of us, that means we're like feeling really stable, we're feeling really abundant. Venus is in an earth sign, so it could not be a bad thing for you. The thing is, the more you travel, the more you're trying to expand your mind, the more you're trying to be open to new POVs, right? Maybe you're reading some sort of philosophy, some religious texts, maybe you overall like diving deeper into who you are and trying to expand your mindset. This is the way for you to actually secure that bag, right? The clients could really come from outside the country. Think about, like, if you're advertising something, like that could be the market you want to target this time. If you are working, like a regular 9 to 5, like, again, expanding your mindset, looking deeper in who you are, maybe like learning new languages, this is something that will open this like flow of abundance for you. When we move closer to the end of the month, things are actually getting interesting, very interesting, because Venus will be in Gemini, and for you, that means literally financial growth as a professional. So the more you become professional, the more you show yourself as a very, professional person with reputation, somebody who's always on time, somebody who can people rely on, somebody who can handle responsibility, somebody who respects the rules and hierarchy, right? This is going to be great. If you're having any sort of meetings at the end of the month and then May 2 with your bosses, with people who overall higher than you in hierarchy, this is so amazing for you. This is such a good opportunity for you to secure that promotion, right? So don't be afraid to bring up this past experiences, the school you went to, the companies you worked for. Show yourself as like a person who've done the work, who've done the homework. So I would say, especially at the end of the month, it's very likely for you to secure some sort of promotion, to secure some sort of raise, to find a better job. This is a good time. This is a good time. But let's see what is... Oh, I was about to say, let's see what is the advice for you to access this information, but you literally talking to your boss. Don't you see this? You're literally talking to your boss. The thing is, it's such an interesting energy because its emperor is all about moving forward and not holding back, when the justice is all about like, let's balance things out. Let's see where we did good things. Let's see where we did not such a good of a job and like fix it, right? But the thing is, it's so interesting. Like, do you see that they literally like identical in the way that they sit and the way they're being very confident with their decision? So even though they have a little bit different energy, I would say your advice in order to access this abundant information is to be very confident in everything that you do. Libra, you will experience a little bit of a roller coaster this month when it comes to getting money, when it comes to improving your financial situation. Not necessarily in a bad thing, but we do have the month starting with Venus being in Taurus, where actually Venus feels very comfortable, but also Venus feels very comfortable in a sign of Libra. So I'm sure you're going to use this energy to elevate yourself. But for you, that specifically means that it might be the time where you would like to experiment with your boundaries and try to push them a little bit and try to be a little bit uncomfortable, right? So whenever you're going through transformation, whenever you're going through some sort of things that really make you uncomfortable when it comes to, again, your work, your projects that you do, maybe you run your own little like store on Etsy, it doesn't really matter. Think about how can you reinvent yourself, right? On a physical level, it could literally be like, I don't know, like building muscles and going to sauna and sweating it all out and doing acupuncture or like leeches, like those type of rituals that help you reinvent yourself. But think about like how you can reinvent yourself when it comes to your finances, right? Because you will be going through some sort of transformation when you'll be like, okay, I am person A right now, but deep inside I feel like I'm a person B. What is standing really between me and that new version of myself? Because as I always say, when the transits are happening, they're gonna happen regardless. They're gonna make like they're gonna happen. They're gonna happen. But the thing is, are you gonna help them to come out naturally and take the most out of it and really tap into your full potential, or are you just gonna like hold back and watch how universe is gonna pushing this agenda onto you? But as we go further into the end of the month, it's really good time for you to travel and actually attract some sort of clients, work from the outside of the country, from different cultures that you're not necessarily connected to. And if you're not trying to travel, if you're not trying to, you know, look for clients outside, any sort of expansion of your mindset, including religion, texts, religious texts, spiritual texts, philosophy, learning new language, learning some sort of like a concepts that really like mess with your mind, including chess. Like there's something where you're just like, you're looking at everything in the big picture, but there's just like one way to solve this puzzle. You know what I'm saying? So that would be something where you can totally expect growth and financial abundance and flow. Let's see what is your advice for you to access this abundant feeling, abundant energy and flow. So Libra, for you, it's nine of wands. Nine of wands is the lord of great power. It's the energy when, even though when you see challenges, you know that you have it in you to go through them. It's about, I'm gonna get it done regardless. It doesn't matter if I have to go through one challenge or through 101 challenge. I'm gonna make it happen regardless. And this is exactly the mindset that will help you in month of April. Scorpio, month of April is actually very spicy and cute for you. It doesn't matter if you're trying to get into a new relationship. It doesn't matter if you're trying to get into some sort of public speaking activities or overall being on a public eye. You will be favored a lot, especially when it comes to getting your bag, especially when it comes to getting your some sort of like a financial growth and opportunity. So first, what I have to say, your, I don't know, promotion, raise, new work, some sort of like those things can really go through and come through your partners. It could be somebody you're dating, could be somebody you know, married to, somebody you're living with, could be somebody like maybe you're just working on some sort of projects with someone, right? You're running some sort of project, maybe you're running a store with like another person, right? Like you're opening a store and like it's you and another person. Maybe that person has some sort of like extra gig that you can use. So think about long committed relationships that you have in your life and ask those people if they have any extra, I don't know, any extra gig for you to do, right? Like maybe you're trying to secure a better position, a better job, and they probably already have it. They probably already have it. But also overall working in partnerships and thinking about balance and doing everything kind of like 50-50 is, and just making sure that, you know, the resources that you're getting are being spread equally. That's the quality that will kind of help you to attract this financial energy. As we go into the end of the month and Venus goes into Gemini, for you, it's kind of time for transformations. For you, it's kind of time to go through some sort of physical, emotional, spiritual, ethereal transformation that will literally change your body, that will literally change who you are, that will literally change the perception that you have of yourself. So whether you're going through some sort of sauna and sweating things off and jumping into cold plunge and pushing those, deep levels, whether you're going on a massage and acupuncture that really like taps into this like a deep energetic blocks that you have in you, physical blocks, or you overall just like going through a lot of like thinking of who you are and you're actually doing the change, you're actually doing a comfortable thing, this is where things are coming for you. Speaking of the situations that you will be going through, it's definitely something that has to do with, using money to make money, using some sort of credit, using some sort of bonuses, using some sort of taxes, getting some sort of will, and overall the money that you didn't necessarily work for with your own hands. So this is your kind of like energy, but let's see what is the advice for you in order to access this financial energy, abundance, and flow. Three of Cups. As I said, seems like some sort of collaboration that makes you feel good, that really again, like just like making sure that everybody is getting equal piece of a pie. And low-key, when you think about like splitting something in three, like 100% divided by three is three, 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 three. Sagittarius, month of April is actually good for your job, is actually good for you to really doing something consistently and being productive at work. Probably you're gonna have very good relationship with your co-workers, but the thing is, as Venus already in Taurus, for you, that means you just kind of like enjoying your work, you enjoying doing things like every single day, not really trying to reinvent something. And this is where the financial flow is opening to you. So if you just like being employed, this is a good time. This is a good time for you overall. By being consistent, just by be like doing like things ABC, 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 like there's you don't have to like reinvent anything this month in order to receive some sort of promotion, in order to receive some sort of raise, in order to maybe like even secure a new job. Literally just like showing up day by day, that will do. Great time for you to start some sort of hobby, great time for you to also like even like challenge your own commitment and your own practicality and your own ability to do something consistently, right? As we go into the end of the month though, it will be more about partnership, it will be more about your committed relationships. If you are in a relationship, if you live with someone, if you date someone, or if you overall just like running some sort of projects with the people together, you bonded by some sort of contract, you bonded by some sort of commitment, you bonded by some sort of, working projects. These people can directly help you to get some sort of gig, to secure some sort of gig, to secure some sort of promotion, right? Like maybe they already have something. So working with these people, asking them about opportunities will definitely help you to access this like a financial flow, access this bag that you were really trying to get. And the thing is, the more you step into this mindset at the end of the month of, how exactly I can ensure that all the resources that I'm getting and all the praise that I'm getting is being spread equally between people who deserve it, right? Like being very much, everybody gets an equal piece of a pie. If that's the mindset you are entering after the April 24th, that would definitely help you to find new opportunities and to secure those new opportunities. So let's see what is exactly the energy you need to do. What is the advice for you to access this financial flow in the month of April? And for you, that's a Page of Cups. So there is some sort of financial growth that you will need to go, emotional growth about finances that you will need to grow through. Think about things that you've been trying to do before. You might have failed, you might have didn't really finish it, you might have like been just like not ready. And this is the time for you to again put yourself through a little test and be like, hey, I've tried to get it done like 3 times before, but I feel like this is exactly the time when I'm actually gonna accomplish this. Capricorns, this is a really time for you to have fun, especially when it comes to you securing some sort of deal, securing some sort of gig, securing your bag. We already started the month with Venus being in Taurus, and Venus being in Earth sign could not be bad for you. That's 100%. But also for you, that means it's a little time to have fun and be a little bit reckless and be a little bit playful with the world that you live in, playful with the situation that you live in, and kind of going for things in the mindset of like, Yes, and what if I just try? What if I just go for things? Like, be a little bit childish with your mindset. I will say, whatever creativity you have, whatever creative projects you have going on, maybe you overall, like, even if you are employed, even if you are working 9 to 5 in corporate job, using your creativity and using your inner child who just like wants to experiment and wants to be a little bit silly and wants to be a little bit like play around, right? Like, using those energy will really help you to access this like financial situation and financial abundance that is going to happen for you in the beginning of the month. When we go more towards the end of the month, specifically April 24th, this is going to be the time for you to kind of be the Capricorn, do things more consistently, do things more, daily on a daily basis. If you are employed, this is a really good time, and this is a really good sign for you that you are very likely to secure some sort of promotions. You're very likely to secure some sort of raise, because as long as you committed to things, as long as you're doing things, as long as you're being practical and productive and you're just like showing up on a daily basis, you're not late, you're not missing on your responsibilities, you're not putting things until tomorrow, you don't have to worry about anything. Like, you're gonna get your praise. Now let's see, what is the energy for you, what is the advice for you, how you're gonna access this financial blessing, basically, like how those transits can be elevated. What is the advice for Capricorns? And advice for Capricorns is the Fool. Try something new. Try something new. Go for something with, again, very childish mindset, because the Fool is the kid. The Fool is the kid who does not know how the world works. And in the history of tarot, this is actually, there was this archetype when the queen, when you see like any queens or like pages and like whatever, Queen of Wands specifically, actually, she asked a fool, a little guy, if you're gonna win some sort of like a monster in a fight and in a battle, whatever, then you can marry me. And he didn't know if that monster is like a very powerful. The fool didn't know if this monster is like could easily, you know, him. So he won, but he only won because he was so kind of like not worried about consequences. He just went for it. And this is kind of the energy that you need to do. And then Fool became actually the Knight of Wands at the end of the day. So Aquarius, month of April for you seems like it's going to be very safe, but also very reminding of your home and your childness, especially when it comes to securing that bag, securing some sort of promotion, securing some sort of new job, and things that will make you feel financially more stable. We already have the month starting with Venus being in Taurus. Overall, a good placements. Overall, we're gonna all feel very good and very safe and very protected and very predictable in the best way possible. But for you, that means that using some sort of connection to your home, to your family, even working from home can definitely improve your financial situation, right? If you are looking for some sort of job, if you are looking through some sort of, financial opportunities, ask your parents, ask people you grew up with, ask about, like, even people who you went to the same school with, somebody that reminds you of home, somebody that reminds you of those situations where you were younger, place you grew up with, parents, grandparents, like, doesn't really matter. Maybe your, I don't know, like mom, dad, whatever, will have some sort of gigs that you can help with and receive some extra cash, but definitely tapping into your ancestry and in your family, like, power will help you. As we move a little further towards the end of the month, April 24th specifically, that will be the time when you can actually play around a little bit and step into this like a child, like allow your inner child to play. If you're doing any creative projects, if you're doing some sort of like creativity and you're just like allowing your, again, inner child to play, that would be a good gigs for you to go for and again receive some sort of extra financial help from the universe. Overall, stepping into this like mindset of like, let me just play around. It's kind of like you every day you're playing a lottery after April 24th, right? You're just saying like, let me just try, like, it doesn't hurt to try. Like, if you are in this mindset by the end of the month, trust me, you will see some good improvements when it comes to your financial situation. And let's see, what is exactly the advice for you, how you can access and even open up more this financial flow. Let's see. So Aquarius, your advice is Nine of Cups. First of all, it seems like you overall will be very satisfied with your financial situations, but also if you are going through some sort of work right now that you're doing on your own, nobody is really helping you, you're really one-on-one with your emotions and with your struggles, if you're gonna push through, you will be so satisfied. You will be so satisfied. Nobody, like nobody has to nobody has to help you. Nobody has to help you. And the thing is, when it's time to receive the reward, you will be the only one who's gonna get the whole pie. Pisces, month of April seems very interesting for your financial situation if you're trying to get the bag. It seems like in the beginning of the month, you will be a little bit more proactive and have a lot of communications to do with people. We already have the month starting with Venus being in Taurus, which is already a great placement. It's already a good time to, think about financial situations, because Venus in Taurus is very confident, but also very calculated and practical. She loves a good deal. She loves to like save on something and find the best deal on a market possible. But for you, that also means the more you talk to people, the more you are outside. And maybe if you are literally texting and writing things, this is a good time for you to secure some sort of extra clients, right? If you are trying to get the promotion or some sort of new job or a raise, like it doesn't really matter. The more people around you have, the more people you connect to, the more people you know, the more like you opening up to people and saying like, hey, hello, how are you? Like let's connect, let's, brainstorm, like whatever, the higher chances you have. If you are running your own thing, think about any social media slash messengers where you just like write things. So I'm talking, Substack, I'm talking Threads, I'm talking X, like all of these places where you like have to write, that will be a good source of this extra income. And as we move towards the end of the month, especially specifically April 24th, you can see more success and more luck and more kind of like things coming through your family, or maybe places you grew up, or maybe people who you grew up with, somebody that really reminds you of home and reminds you of emotional safety, somebody that reminds you of this sort of, somebody that reminds you of this like feeling when you were a child. So maybe if you ask your parents, your relatives, people you grew up with, people you went to the same high school about extra gigs, or you overall will be kind of like paying homage to your roots, that will be just like directly increasing your financial situation, and that would be really pleasurable situation that you'll find yourself in when it comes to your finances. So let's see what is exactly the energy for you. What is exactly the energy for you? What is the advice for you to access this abundancy? Two of Wands, there are some sort of steps that you need to take, and the more fearless you are, the more you in a mindset of like, I have this power in me and I'm going to go for it. I'm going to be very active. I'm going to be very proactive. I'm going to be, I'm going to remind everyone of who I am. I'm not going to be afraid of kind of like putting myself out there. The more in this you are in this like fiery mindset, the better it will be for you and for your financial situation. So being proactive specifically pays off a lot for you.